Let's talk about content type. Now, a content type is a purpose of a digital element. For example, I'm going to navigate into a documents library here and going to select Files, and this entry here with the drop-down, which is a blank Word document, is a content type. If I were to go into a calendar, then in the calendar, if I went New Event, the Event dialog box is a content type. Now, there are times when people will come here for a blank Word document. Wouldn't it be nice if they could open up a fax page or a letterhead page? That can be done with the use of content types. Now, I've actually got two documents here in Word, and one is a standard corporate letterhead, and the other one is the international letterhead. Notice the areas to be completed. Now, I've saved these on my hard drive, and what I'm going to do is add them to SharePoint as content types. To do that, I need to go here to the cog or the gear and Site Settings, and content types fall into the galleries here. So when I select the hyperlink, you will see quite a large selection of built-in, directly out of the box content types. But none of these is what we want. So I'm going to create a content type. Now on the next screen, we have to give it a name. And I'm just going to give this the simple name. I'm not going to give it a description. Now, it starts out as a standard document. And again, document content type. And I'm going to put it in a new group of content types. And I'm going to say OK to that. Now on the next screen, it's all about the content type itself. I'm going to go ahead in here to Advanced Settings. And this is when I can upload that Word template. You do, of course, have to have permissions to do this. And let's upload and find it. And I put it someplace that I could find it. And I called it SharePoint Templates. Now this is the standard corporate one, not the international. And of course, it's not going to be read-only. And there's no inheritance. There's no other template that started like this. So I'm going to say OK to that. Now when they use this particular content type, do you want metadata columns to always be added? If you do, these are the columns that will be added. I'm actually going to add from site columns for this content type. And I want here author. And I also want the email address. So if I have a question about the template, and again, no inheritance. Now to help the users when they use this, I'm going to go in and say that when they open this content type, which is a blank letterhead, open up the document information panel in Word. So we now have a content type called Contoso Corporate Letterhead, and it is just a blank template. Let's do another one. Again, we could use the back button, but to start the process, use the cog, use the site settings, go into the galleries for site content type, create. This one is international, letterhead, and the parent type is a document and a blank document, and we're going to put it into that custom group that we created. Now the name and description is fine. Let's go to Advanced to be able to upload. We're going to find the International. It's not read-only and there's no inheritance. And we're going to add from Cite Columns again. So here, author again, and contact email. But this one, because it's international, I need another column. So I'm going to not add from existing, add from new. So I'm going to create a new Cite column. Country of origin, single line of text, and we'll just leave it in a group column called custom. And everything else we're going to leave, but there's no inheritance. And it's going to be associated to this content type. Now we're not done. We've created them, but now what we have to do is make them available in a library. So I'm going to choose our standard documents library. I'm going to go into the library settings, and I have to enable the management of content types. So I go into my advanced settings, and it's just a little radial button. I say yes. All the rest I just leave, and OK. Now when I'm returned to the settings for the library, I have a new area called content types. So I'm going to add from existing content types because I've already made them. And we put them in the Contoso custom content type, and there they are. I'm going to add both of them. And we're good. Now, let's pretend we're a user. And we've been told we have to make a new letterhead. So I'm going to go up here to Files, and I'm going to use the drop-down, and notice, here they are. I'm going to choose International. Now Word will open. I probably will have to log in to Word because I haven't trusted it as a network location, but I'll wait just a moment. I'm going to pause the recording. And we're back. Now you can see this is the template, and here's our document information panel. And I would fill it out. But now notice it's document 1. So I'm going to resave this. Now, do I want to save it as SharePoint? Back in this location, and that's where I do want to save it. Notice I am in SharePoint, but I'm going to change the file name. Now this is the metadata that will go up to SharePoint. Now, why didn't it work? Because country of origin was not added to the document library. Notice it's not here. So what we have to do is add that column to the library settings. And we're going to add not a content type, columns. We can see what's here. Oh, country of origin is actually here. So I'm going to return, and instead of trying to do a direct upload, let's go ahead and save as. We're going to save it locally. We'll just put it in here, and we're going to close Word. Now, once it's saved, we'll close it and return to our Documents library. Now, we started it from here. Let's upload it. And we called it Canada Letterhead, I think. There we go, Canada First Document. Now, because we have 3 content types attached here, it's going to ask us what kind of content type is it. This content type has this as the metadata. If we pick just a standard document, notice what's not there. This is why content types have different elements attached to them. If I go corporate letterhead, I don't see country of origin. Now I do, and let's attempt to save that. You do have to be mindful of required columns in your document library, and you can have as many content types as you like.